Hey, happy Sunday. So hopefully you are enjoying your weekend and having a great weekend, and hopefully you're not too stressed. I know it's so hard to relax sometimes, right? Especially there's always something to do, but hopefully you have some downtime and you can chill. So that's my goal. It's 4 o'clock. So hopefully I can knock this out. We're about to do dinner and then we can just kind of relax the rest of the afternoon or the evening or whatever. So I wanted to show you really quick how I make some avocado tuna salad. It's really easy, and you can easily make chicken salad as well. So you can either do tuna or chicken. It's very versatile. You can kind of mix and match, make it your own. I've posted several different varieties. Like sometimes I put pecans in there. Sometimes I put I can't even think. I just kind of keep it simple. So. I'm not gonna actually make it because I already have, but hopefully you guys can see it. It kind of has a green hue to it. It's not that green. Like on the video, it looks greener than it is. But in person, it's just kind of a little yellow. So how I made it was I used 2 cans of tuna. So again, you could use chicken. So the tuna I use is of course, I have this cheaper stuff. I don't know if you guys have noticed, but if you buy the cheap tuna, it's not as chunky. So if you buy the more expensive stuff, it's gonna taste even better, like the chunk white tuna. You know what I'm saying? If you've ever done that, you get the cheap stuff and it's just kind of watery and it's not gonna be as good. But if you get chunk white tuna, it's a little bit more expensive. It's gonna have a heartier texture. So it's totally up to you. Both work fine. Then you drain the cans, and then what I did was I added, you could add the whole avocado if you want. I had 1 1/2 of an avocado left. So 3/4 of the avocado was left. So that's what I used, because I'm always trying to use things that I have on hand so I don't have to throw them away. I hate having to throw away avocado. I don't know about you, but it's it makes my skin crawl. So I try to keep the things that we need to use up in my eyesight so I can say, oh, we have some avocado, we need to get that used. You could always throw it in a shake, you could throw it on a taco, you could throw it in your tuna salad or your chicken salad. I've even seen people using it in their egg salad, but I have not tried that yet. I don't think I've tried that. So anyways, you're just gonna put, you can do 2 cans of, and I'll post the recipe. Once I'm done with this, I'll kind of give you a modified recipe of it. 2 cans drain, either a whole or a half of an avocado. I use Dijon mustard, but most of the time I use regular mustard. I just thought, let's try it. Let's see how it is. And I like it. So I don't necessarily measure. It's probably about a tablespoon. So I just kind of squirted it in there. About a tablespoon of that. About a tablespoon of sweet relish. I know sweet relish isn't good for you. It has corn syrup. It's awful, but I use it. So about a tablespoon of that. You don't have to use this. You could use something else if you don't want to, but I'm making tuna salad. It needs relish, right? Then I love things to be sweeter, so I added a little dash of stevia. And you want to make sure it's pure stevia, not mixed with other stuff. A little bit of sea salt, or this is Himalayan salt, the pink salt, so just a little dash of that. A little bit of black pepper, a little bit of garlic. Looking for your cat? We have a missing cat. Where's she at? Can she be on my show? Okay, so this is optional as well, but I like to add apples. So I took about half of the apple. I don't even think I used half because it was a pretty big apple. So about half of the apple, I just diced it up. And then I did a little bit of I don't even know, probably 4 or 5, maybe 2 stalks of celery. Just chopped that up. And I tried something new this time. I just did maybe 2 little things of carrots, and I diced them really small and then chopped them really fine. Just trying to get more veggies in there, because now if you think about it, you have celery as one of your veggies, you have your good carbs from your fruit. So really you could eat this all by itself, on some lettuce or in a romaine wrap, and you have a complete meal because you have your carbs, you have your protein. So if that makes sense, you're getting everything you need. You don't necessarily have to put it on bread. If you're trying to go lower carb, this still has carbs, but you're not eating bread. You're eating, more veggies and fruits and stuff like that. So I think that's pretty much it. I think that's how I made it. And I was just meal prepping some stuff for tomorrow. It did not take me long at all. I mean, guys, you don't even have to cook. It was just like some chopping, threw it in there. And while I was doing it, I went ahead and prepped some veggies for the week. So I got some carrots, I got some celery, because if I don't have it done, I'm gonna always reach for the chips. I'm not saying that even though I have the veggies done that I won't have some chips or things like that, because sometimes I will. I'll have that, and then I might have chips because it's life. But if I don't have the veggies, I definitely will. I will be hungry, and I won't want to cut them, and I won't want to slow down and do it. So it's always good to have that. Something else I usually have on hand is the sweet peppers. So that's something else I would prep on Sunday, or like halfway through the week, just chop some of those up and have them, you know, ready. Like I like to cut the tops off and cut them in half, and then you can dip them in hummus or eat them like alongside with your breakfast, things like that. All right, so that's kind of what I'm prepping. For dinner, we're doing flatbread pizzas because we've been like horrible. Like the last few days we've been eating out and it's not been pretty. So instead of being super unhealthy, we're gonna have our own pizzas with flatbread. I know it's backwards. This is my preferred brand. Sorry guys, it's called Flatout. And they have one that's like rosemary something, and you can find this in the deli section, usually over by the deli meats. Some stores it's really hard to find. So anyway, I love these. These make great flatbread pizzas. So somebody told me, my good friend Tracy, told me that you could find them at Aldi. Aldi is my favorite store. So I don't remember, it was super cheap. So I got these there, 100 calories. So basically just for the bread, it's 100 calories, which is great because you're getting a pizza. You know, you can feel like you're having a treat, but it's not as much as having, you know, 2-4 slices of pizza. And all we do is, you know, I've got my mozzarella. I mean, you know how to make pizza. But what I like to do is, let me grab this. Is we'll just set up, everybody can make their own pizza. So we'll set up like a little pizza making bar, and then we'll have the sauce. So you can either make your own sauce or get pizza sauce or use spaghetti sauce. I'm all about easy, guys. Like today I opened up, there was a half a can of sauce in the fridge, and then we had some like tomato sauce in the freezer, and I mixed them together, added a little seasoning. Ta-da, like now we're using stuff instead of throwing it away. I love to saute onions. And we can either use these tonight or we'll use them throughout the week. But when you're making it, all you're gonna do is, I haven't made these in a while, so I really need to think about it. I think you're gonna toast them. I'll have to pop back on. When I do the recipe, I'll kind of edit as we go because it's been a while and my brain doesn't work like it used to. So I think you're gonna toast it in the oven for a few minutes and then pull it back out, then put your sauce on, put all your toppings on, put your cheese on, put it back in there and roast it. I wanna say at like 400, maybe 425. But again, I'll test that out and I'll confirm when we're done. But it's just super easy. Oh, also I got this. Prosciutto is not really good for you again, but this is about enjoying life, but also finding ways to just lighten calories, lighten it up. Most of the time we don't do this, but I saw this at Aldi and I was like, oh, prosciutto, I have to use that, which isn't that bad because it's ham. But another option if you wanna go more low-cal and healthier version is you can just chop up some grilled chicken. You could do some artichokes with it, with the onion, or you could do ground turkey and kind of like a faux hamburger kind of thing. So those are some healthier options if you're like needing to watch your, you know, cholesterol and things like that. But we don't usually do the prosciutto, but it was just kind of, it's like one of those treat things. And I do have some ground turkey that I sauteed up with onions. I call it my master meat mix, that I like to have on hand so that like we normally keep it in the freezer, but it's really great for those busy nights when you just don't have time to cook. So I call it my master meat mix because you can make so many different things with it. So I can pull it out of the freezer, it's already cooked. I can make tacos, I can make spaghetti sauce, I can make egg roll in a bowl or unstuffed cabbage rolls. Like those are all my go-to things, and that's the base of all of it. So I can literally pull it out frozen and throw it in the pressure cooker and like have dinner in like 5 minutes sometimes, or microwave it, have dinner in a pinch. So I highly recommend doing that if you don't. And anytime you're gonna go ahead and cook the ground beef or lean, if you're doing ground beef, it needs to be extra lean. or if you're doing turkey, you know, at least lean. But anytime you're doing that, go ahead and cook at least 2 packages. If you're cooking one, buy extra at the store, go ahead and cook a double batch of it, and then freeze half of it. Like, I'm all about cooking smarter, not harder. So make your life easier and go ahead and make extra, and then make sure you separate it. You know, don't let your family just eat more. Take half of that out, let it cool, put it in a freezer bag, throw it in your freezer. And then I'm telling you, it's saved us so many times from like stopping and getting fast food or going out to eat and things like that, because we do go out to eat, but whenever we go out to eat, it is a treat. It is something that we normally will plan, or we go to enjoy ourselves. It's not necessarily we're running late, we don't have time to eat dinner, because if that happens, then we'll either just wing it, or we'll do push and pull where we're having like leftovers, or again, we'll just pull things out of the freezer like my Master Meat Mix, or we'll grill extra chicken, like chicken breasts. Those are in the freezer. So if I need something quick and easy, I can pull that out and microwave it, and I have something that's healthy for me, that's gonna help me stay on track. Because, you know, it's so easy for us to, like me included, like lately I've just been indulging, and like last night we had chips and dip, and then fried food on Friday, and it's easy to do all that, but it's okay to enjoy life. You just have to you've got to focus on the other days. So you can't just be like, I'm going to do whatever I want all the time. If you do that, you're never going to reach your goals. But if you're having those days where you're enjoying yourself, just get back on track. Focus on being healthy most of the time, like the 80-20 rule. Making healthy choices 80% of the time, and then the other 20% of the time enjoying your favorite drink, enjoying your favorite food. And if you find that you're not getting the results you want, find somebody that can help you. Reach out to a mentor or a coach and ask for help and say, hey, you know, I've been tracking, this is what I'm eating, this is how my activity looks. You know, maybe can't work out, but if you are, you've got to be tracking, so that when you bring that to somebody else and you're like, I need help, this is what I'm doing, then they can look at it and say, okay, you need to do this. Or even for yourself, because honestly guys, if I am tracking my stuff like just in a notebook, and say I get to the weekend and I feel like I've been crushing it all week, and then maybe my inches have went up, or maybe the scale has gone up, and I'm feeling like, why did that happen? Then I can look back over that tracker and say, like, see, okay, what did my activity look like? How much water was I getting? How was my sleep? And how were my food choices? And I can look at that and I can own it. I can be real with myself and say, you know what, I kind of went a little overboard. Even if it was healthy food, I ate too much of it, or I didn't get enough sleep, or things like that. It's gonna help you to identify what you need to tweak so that you can make progress. Because if you're doing the right things, the results will come, but you have to track so you can see where you're at, and what you need to change to get to where you want to go, if that makes sense. But if you're tracking and you're getting the results you want, it also helps you look back and say, what was I doing so I can do that again? And anyway, I gotta go. Thanks for watching. Talk to you guys later. Bye.